Hey, yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Webway. Got a special guest on today. His name's Issac Fotu. But before that, we're going to roll the intro.
Mixed trouble behavior with tequila makes me wanna say, yeah, yeah. I met her in Mexico.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Webway. So, yeah, as I said before, got a special friend of mine, baller, Issac Fotu. So, for people that don't know you, bro, do you want to explain who you are and what you do?
Obviously, I'm a baller. We go way back, playing age groups together. We'll probably get into that, but now I'm just playing professionally, and I just finished this last season in Italy, but I've also played in Germany and Spain, and went to uni in Hawaii. Played college hoops over there, so yeah. Also played for the Tall Blacks as well. So that's about it.
You've been all over the show, eh, bro? Because
Yeah, bro.
you obviously were in social isolation now, but and you're home in Auckland, right? So before that, you're in Italy though, right? And Italy got hit pretty hard by coronavirus. Eh? How was that, bro?
Bro, that was like obviously Italy was one of the first countries outside of China to get hit hard. So
Yeah.
it was all new to us over there, and everything just happened so fast. Like 3 weeks before I came home, that's when it started getting bad, and then they just decided we were gonna play games with no fans, and then the week after that, they just basically canceled the rest of the games.
Yeah.
So it really it got bad quick. I was just lucky enough to get back over here and get straight into isolation before all the borders closed and stuff. So yeah,
Right. Because you would have left about a month ago, right? Like probably 4 weeks.
I've been here for like 4 weeks ago, and before that I was in lockdown for like 2 weeks over there as well. So I've been in lockdown for a minute now.
Bruh. But you can't wait to get out, brother. But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously we're doing the right thing, staying inside and stuff. So I guess it's good you got out pretty early, bro, because the death toll got up pretty quick in Italy, eh?
Yeah, it got crazy over there. 1,000 people were dying a day at one point, so it was getting crazy over there. And I just waited it out, see, till my club let me go. And then as soon as they let me go, I was out of there. I had to catch a 3-hour train to Rome because there was no flights out of where I was from, because northern Italy was like the red zone in Italy. So
Oh,
it
damn.
was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was like there's military everywhere, police. You couldn't go traveling anywhere, so it got wild over there. But
Shit.
just lucky enough to get out. Yeah,
Bro, I was going to say, like, I bet you got home and you're like, oh, thank
yeah, bro,
God.
the relief. Yeah, exactly. But then a week later, New Zealand went into lockdown, which is good though, because I've seen we're doing real well, eh? Like compared to Italy, it's black and white compared. So it's good that we're doing it right, and
Yeah.
the toll is really low, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So since you've been back, bro, what have you been up to in social isolation?
Just working out, working out quite a lot.
Yeah.
The weather actually hasn't been too bad for the last couple of weeks, so I've been getting some sun. With me playing in Europe over which is winter over there, I never get a summer, man. That's the worst thing.
Oh, true.
Miss the New Zealand summers. That's one thing I really miss. Like the
Yeah.
New Zealand summer, nothing beats it, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, just getting some sun, hang out with family. That's been a bit of a blessing in disguise. With my brother plays in America, plays college ball over there. My sister plays in Australia, so it's good to have us all back.
Yeah. Because you're a big family guy, eh, bro? Like, I guess
Yeah, exactly.
they've been probably, would you say they've been one of your biggest influences during your life and like growing up?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think anyone that knows me knows that family is, number one for me, and we're a really close family. So, yeah, it's been pretty good to hang out with them and have that family time.
Yeah, for sure. So in social isolation, bro, what's your daily routine?
Yeah, usually wake up around anywhere from 9 to 10. Not too bad. Got to keep it, a bit of structure.
Keep it in the morning, eh?
And, yeah. But usually hit a workout as soon as I wake up. I like doing fasted workouts.
Yeah.
That's what I do that even during my season. I work out in the morning.
Sure.
Like if we have practice fasted, yeah, I just feel a lot better. And that's anything as well. Like I like mixing up my workouts. Sometimes I do zoo. My partner Shay, her mom runs zoo online, so I tried to do that, and then sometimes throw some running or sprints into that as well.
Yeah.
And after that, we all have lunch together. Every day, someone cooks a different lunch or dinner, so that's another good thing. You know, we've been having some pretty good meals lately. And then after that is free time. Really, we've been pretty productive. We actually built a veggie patch and a chicken coop while we've been in isolation.
Straight up.
It's been pretty productive. Yeah. Just doing that stuff, and then hit the second workout around 4 or 5. And that's usually a circuit for everyone in the house, whoever wants to join. Because we've got 12 people in our bubble right now. You know, all my siblings and their partners as well, and my little sister's baby's here now as well. So it's a pretty hectic house.
Damn, bro, that's cool though. Having 12 of you. Damn, like it keeps it busy, and I guess you all being athletes, you can sort of keep each other accountable. And I know, you know, your Mrs. Shay, she's harder into fitness, and if someone's not getting up, I'm pretty sure you'll be knocking on the door, being like, "Get up, boy," or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Everyone pushes each other. You know, if someone's working out, you feel lazy if you're not working out. So that's definitely a big plus.
Yeah, I mean, bro. So obviously social isolation, but I want to get into. We'll turn the clock back a little bit. So you grew up in Auckland. Were you born in Auckland?
I was actually born in the UK, in England.
Whereabouts?
Yes, in York.
Yo!
My dad met my mum. He played for the New Zealand Universities League team, and they were on a tour over there, and he met my mum, and he barely spoke English. I don't know how he pulled it off.
That's crack up, G. Oh, true. Yeah. So you were born over there?
Yeah, born over there, and then we moved to New Zealand when I was about 7 years old. Yeah. So I've been in Auckland since then. Obviously, just left when I was 18 to go to University of Hawaii. But yeah, I've spent most of my life in Auckland and on the North Shore. Yeah, so what high school did you go to? Rangitoto.
Yeah. How was that?
That was all good. I actually went Long Bay College for year 9 and 10, but my dad made me move. It was a bit of nothing was going on there. And then I met Lawrence. Lawrence was coach over there. I don't know if you know Lawrence. Leander, he was my probably biggest influence basketball-wise growing up. He always pushed me. I was an overweight kid, and I wasn't that good, but he pushed me to come in, before school, after school. So that was definitely a big influence in my life.
Yeah. No, I mean, so you went to Rangitoto, and because for people that don't know, I played a bit of ball growing up, and I played Issac in a few years. For like when I played for Wellington, he played for, was it Harbour? Yeah, Harbour. So, because you were a bit of a late bloomer too, bro? Because I remember early days when we were like 15s. I don't think I really seen you. 13s, I know, or 14s, I didn't see you, but I know I saw you in 17s.
Yeah, I started really playing under 15s. Is when I took it serious, and I was obviously not very good. Didn't really get much court time, but I remember playing you guys and hating playing you guys, man. Like, because I was started to get pretty good around under 17s, and that's when it was like a bit of a us two had a bit of a rivalry going.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And I swear I would have had more championships if you and you and Steve and stuff weren't playing, bro. It's pissed me off. But no, it was good. You guys are all like great players, man. Like growing up, and obviously with Steve, just a monster. Yeah. It's just it was fun though. I remember looking back on it fondly. Obviously you guys won most of them, all of them, but it was fun.
It was a good rivalry, bro. Like for people that don't know, so Issac would match up with Steve Adams, who currently in the NBA now. And bro, and I remember that final game, bro. I think it was 17s or 19s, bro. You guys were going at it, and I was like, oh shit, that was probably like the best competitive like game we had probably. Yeah. And you guys had Ty. I think Ben Fraser was riding the bench somewhere down there. Right, But yeah, those were good times, bro? So, from there, obviously, you went from high school. Did you guys get any chips in high school for Rangitoto?
Nah, we were. That's another story. When I was sixth form, we finished pretty low, and then seventh form, we barely qualified. We had a young ass team. Yeah. But then at nationals, I got called up for the Tall Blacks and missed the nationals. So. I mean, I never really had a chance to. Yeah.
It's pretty understandable. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then what? So from high school, you went straight to college. So you did that obviously Tall Blacks. That must have been an eye opener for you. So how was that whole camp and stuff?
Bro, that was. First of all, I had no idea I was gonna get picked.
Yeah.
You know, they invite young people all the time, just for experience. And then when they named out the team, I thought he misspoke. I thought he was joking. But yeah, that was an awesome tour. You know, just getting to learn off guys like BJ and Mika.
Yeah.
Mika's always been a huge influence in the way I play. Being a Polynesian guy, and the way he plays is just he just doesn't slow down, doesn't stop.
Yeah, bro.
And then actually we played in China some exhibition games, and that's when University of Hawaii, they were touring China as well, and they actually watched me there. That's the first time they saw me, so it all lined up. And then when I got back from the tour, I went for my visit there, and the rest is history.
Damn. So if you wouldn't have, so for example, if you didn't go, you wouldn't have got a scholarship.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how shit works out, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, thinking about it, you must have been one of the youngest Tall Blacks, ever to play.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got picked?
I was the youngest at the time. I was 17.
Shit.
And then I know the year after, I think they took Ty, and he became the youngest. And then they took Ty Wynyard when he was 16, and he became the youngest. He was a monster when he was 16.
Yeah. Damn, bro, they can't really get much younger than 16. Surely not, eh?
Exactly.
You're not going to get much further down. So speaking of college, bro, how did you find that? Because how many years did you do at the University of Hawaii?
Yeah, I did 2 years there. I loved it, man. I was the perfect spot for me. Just the place, the culture. It's not so Americanized. Like some people end up going to the East Coast of America and not enjoying it, and sometimes falling out of love with basketball, and they come back and they don't love it anymore. So it was perfect situation for me.
Yeah.
And then we ran into some. I haven't told many people the story about why I got kicked out, but I was close with one of the assistant coaches in Hawaii, and I it wasn't like anything to break the rules or anything. He just used to, I used to go to his house for Christmases and stuff, and and then
I mean, because your family's far away from Hawaii.
Exactly. So he sort of took me under his wing. They're Hawaiian, Samoan as well, so we get the same things, same cultural, and then after my second year, my roommate, who was my roommate for 2 years, decided to transfer out, and when he left, he went to the NCAA and told them everything, like just snitched. He was,
what?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
bro.
Just told them everything.
What do you? Oh, yeah. just what sort of stuff? Like, I'm sure you would. Like what sort of stuff?
Yeah, I wasn't just NCAA. They got stupid rules.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They just came in and said, "Have you been going to his house? Have you been getting rides with him?
Oh my god!
All that stuff, bro." And I was just like, the whole island hated him after that, man. Straight up, because I love that island, and obviously a lot of the fans love me, being a Polynesian in Hawaii. So it was rough, man. I really liked it there.
That doesn't make sense to me. Did the bro get kicked out or something for the team?
Right, he was just leaving. I think he was just jealous. He was there for 2 years, never played, just a bench rider, and just
not the salty
just
ones.
The worst. Yeah, bro, so salty as.
Well, and I don't get people like that, bro. What? So you think you're making your life worse? How is that going to better yourself, bro?
He got nothing out of it, bro. He just like.
Oh my god.
And then the NCAA came in and like had these meetings with me, with cameras set up. They asked if I wanted a lawyer there. It got a bit crazy, man.
Damn.
I was just like a 19-year-old kid, just like,
just want to play ball.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't know what to do. So after that, I decided to leave. I was actually coming off last World Cup, 2014. I played pretty well there. So I just decided to go pro, and thankfully, after that showing at the World Cup, there was a lot of teams that were after me, and I decided to go to Spain, and the rest is history. I think it was a blessing in disguise, to be honest. In college, you probably heard stories, bro. Like it's true. I couldn't eat sometimes. Like it was broke ass. Didn't have enough meals. It was, the college student. I think now my brother said they get a bit more of an allowance, but
bro.
Back then, it was rough.
Nah, I can vouch for you 100%, bro, because I was in Vegas for a year after high school and at a prep school, bro. And whenever we'd go through like drive-through and stuff, you'd have to make sure that you paid because in that situation, bro, it could work out what happened to you.
Exactly.
And it's just,
exactly.
oh, bro. Bro, I don't want to say too much, but there's some dodgy shit going on. And compared from that to like getting dinner like you did or having a family in Hawaii, it's a little bit different, eh? And I mean, there should be
you know those big programs as football players are getting cars and stuff. You know how it's going. And they go after me for that stuff. It's just I don't get it.
Yeah, and I mean there needs to be some sort of common sense factor involved, but I guess that's fucking thrown out the window with that sort of shit.
Yeah,
bruh.
Exactly. Yeah.
So after that, as you say, a bit of a blessing in disguise. You go from University of Hawaii, 2 years there, played amazing because you're a Big West Player of the Year or something, as well. Were you?
Yeah. That was my. I got a freshman of the year my freshman year, and then I got in the conference team the second year, which is the first for that school. So and then coming off that World Cup campaign, I got signed by Saragossa, who's in the ACB. If you don't know, I think Spain's known as the second best league in the world after the NBA. So that was
for sure
a huge step up in competition, and I definitely learned a lot over there. And that was a great experience too.
Yeah. How long were you in Spain for?
3 years, 2.5. I got to that team like halfway through the season, so 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
And that was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. You know, the culture, the food, everything is awesome.
Yeah, it's Spanish. It's different over there, bro. It's amazing. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt, but you know how they have like siestas mid-afternoon, bro. When I was over there traveling, I was traveling over there, bro, and I remember I tried to get a haircut one afternoon, and I was just saying, why the fuck's everything closed, dude? Bro, it's Tuesday at 3 o'clock or something, and I'm like, yo, what the? And then there's like no one on the street, so I go back home.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours later, everyone's out and about, fucking drinking wine, and like, let's go.
Bro, that's exactly how like my first couple of days, I was like, why is there no one out here? It's lunchtime, like, you know? But yeah, get used to it. It's quite nice though. After a while, you go to practice and then have lunch and then obviously have a little nap and then back at it. So
and you get used to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what was some of the big differences between going from the University of Hawaii to playing professional in Spain?
Well, first of all, money.
Yeah.
It was so good, you know, having that financial freedom finally.
For sure.
In Hawaii, I couldn't pay for anything.
Yeah.
But lifestyle as well. It was pretty hard at the beginning with the language barrier, you know.
Yeah.
The coach only spoke Spanish. We did have a translator, which is all good, but you pick up on Spanish, on the words associated with basketball pretty quickly. So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just a different lifestyle. Professional is all business, man. Like I've seen a lot of people just get cut easily, and just stuff like that. Yeah.
What about competition? Like, what's the different style of players? Like more physical? Like more, what's it like?
Yeah. First of all, it's definitely more physical. You're going against grown men who have been doing it for years, you know.
Yeah.
I think in America it's definitely just a lot of athletes, a lot of up down, you know, a lot of raw talent. And then coming to Spain, Europeans are known for their high IQ basketball, you know.
Yeah.
They play very smart, a lot of pick and rolls. In Spain it was definitely just a lot of pick and rolls. Just a lot of high IQ plays, trying to draw fouls and stuff. It's sort of a totally different game, and I think I'm blessed to have played in all those different places. You know, taking certain things from New Zealand, the way we play is definitely different to the rest of the world. You know, we're used to being the underdogs, the undersized guys that have to go and get it, and then going to Hawaii, playing against all those athletes, going up and down, and then going to Europe and getting that high IQ basketball, playing smart.
So after you went from Spain, you went to Germany, is that right?
Yeah, I went to Germany after that, and that was cool, man. That was another huge cultural difference.
I was going to say.
Probably the people weren't as friendly. they're very, they're very, you know, you have to go by the book and very organized. They don't like it if anything is out of the ordinary or anything. But
no,
I enjoyed it there as well. There was a lot of good things there too. I went to Oktoberfest 2 years in a row, and that was awesome, man. That was that was a great experience. But the league was good as well. There's a lot of talented players in that league.
Yeah.
And it's pretty high level too.
And then obviously you went to. Sorry, bro. Carry on.
Oh no, just you're going against some big teams with Bayern Munich and Berlin. High budget teams, which is it's good to go against them.
Yeah, and then after that you went to Italy. So and you've been there the last season. Is it just one season there?
Yeah, it was
half season.
Barely a full season. Yeah, half season.
Yeah.
And I went there after this last World Cup, which was awesome, man. That was a great experience again. You know how we are in the Tall Blacks. It's a very close brotherhood, and we all enjoy playing together.
Yeah, it's a whānau, 100.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you've been all over Europe. You've been Germany, you've been Spain, you've been Italy. Yeah. What's the massivest difference between playing in Europe than playing in like New Zealand, you think? Is it just the language barrier and stuff, or?
Yeah, I think it's that's probably the biggest thing. But I haven't really played professionally over here, so I don't know how it is.
Yeah. True, you haven't, eh? You could. Sorry, you played Breakers first. Oh, that was development though, eh?
Development player.
That's true. So why? Here's a question: why do you not come back and play in Aussie? Is it because I know, for example, for me, when I was overseas, I always loved just going. When I was in the UK, you could go to Spain and take an hour.
Yeah.
And you sort of get the lifestyle. Does that come into it?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a perk of it. But every year my contract's up, I have serious discussions with Australia and New Zealand teams. It's pretty hard to say no as well. The security of coming home and playing during the summer as well. That's always been always looked at that as a big positive. And obviously playing with the boys as well. I don't know if you saw, there was an article like 2 weeks ago about me and Ty coming back and playing for the Breakers, and
true.
Rob and Finn and stuff all messaged me like hoping it was true, but I would love to, honestly. I would love to do that, and I think I am going to do that at the end of my career. After after I've done all I want to do in Europe. I think that would be awesome, and play with the boys as well. Play with Ruin, Chile, and stuff. Get the squad back together. That would be awesome. But at the end of the day, there's about the salary cap in the AMBL. It's 1.1 million or something. And there's just too much money in Europe to not play over there, And
for sure.
Obviously, sometimes I feel like playing here, but at the end of the day, it's awesome being away. You know how it is in Europe. You can travel anywhere. It's cheap as, and it's close. Everything's close, and everything's awesome over there. So it is. Sometimes I do feel like coming home, but I don't think it's time yet.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So that was fake news, that article that came out about you and Ty? Where'd that come from, eh?
Yeah, I think it's just slow news days with all the sport off.
The coronavirus, bro, it's messing people up a little too much. Bro. Oh, yeah, and I guess when you say about being overseas, like, I guess you get to catch up with all the boys when you go and play Tall Blacks as well, eh? So that's cool.
Oh, bro, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite part of the year is always playing for the Tall Blacks. We're together for 1-2 months straight, and just being with the boys, man. You know how it is with being in a team, but with Kiwis, I'm over with Europeans and Americans the whole year, and it's a bit different. They're a bit different. Their sense of humor is a bit different to ours.
Well, you can't say no banter, eh? You can't be like Skunks. They're like Skunks. They've got no idea,
exactly.
Bro.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
How did you find the World Cup, bro? Because I was tuning. What I actually wanted to say before that actually is that I tuned into a few of your guys' poddies, bro. Your coffee club poddies. You, Ethan, and Finn Delaney. Don't know Finn Delaney, but I know you and E real well. And bro, coming from an outsider perspective, getting the inside perspective of what you guys are up to, and just like it's cool, bro. Like even me coming from a baller, it's amazing, but just getting the inside knowledge, because you don't really get that. Like Artie's Sarver's doing it with the All Blacks a little bit, which is cool because there's no sort of outlet that does that. So firstly, mean for doing that, bro, and you should try to bring that back up, bro.
Oh, bro, our biggest regret was not doing it earlier, eh? We got a lot of positive feedback for that, and I agree. It is a good way for people to see what goes on behind the scenes. Not just see us on the court, in any interviews, just see what we do because we have a lot of spare time, man.
Yeah.
We practice twice a day, and then the rest of the day we do different things. So it's
Yeah.
good for other people to see what we do and get a little inside look.
Oh, for sure. And usually with the interviews nowadays, it's like, how's the game? Yeah, credit to the boys, game of two halves. Like,
exactly,
you don't want to hear that shit. You want to hear bro, what do you eat? What do you, when do you work out? Like, what's your 1 rep max? Shit like that.
Yeah, athletes have those certain just questions they answer I know what you mean, man.
And it's frustrating you can't speak openly, and I guess having a thing like your podcast gives you sort of a platform where you can,
Yeah, for sure. And being in that environment with just 3 of us, just the boys, just talking with a mic, I think that's perfect to get out to the people.
For sure. So how was that whole competition though?
That was mean, man. It was I actually I think last season I did my back. I had a bulging disc in my back, so I was finished the season not the way I wanted to. But the whole off season, I knew we had the World Cup coming up, so I worked my ass off. I went to the States to go to P3, do athletic training over there for 3 weeks, try to get my back and my whole body right. And then just the lead up, we went to Australia, Japan, and played some other games in China. So we had a really good lead up, man. And I don't know if you saw our games, just the way we played. It was fast paced, man. And no one else in the competition was playing like that. We had coaches from all types of teams telling us, we would hate to play you, and just enjoying the way we played.
Bro, for sure. And I can't remember what team it was now off the top of my head, but I remember they had who do they have, bro? Who's that massive, ugly dude, bro, from the NBA? He's like 7'4", bro. He didn't, or was it him that didn't play because you guys played quite small?
Yeah. Boban did that with Serbia, and then we did it with a guy in Greece. The Greek team didn't play any of their 7-footers, and they're elite players, man. So
yeah,
that was the ultimate respect, I think, them not playing those huge players. But I think we did well at the end of the day as well. We showed our style of basketball to the world, and showed that New Zealand is a serious contender too. And
for sure,
I think we're just one big center missing from being a legit.
Hey, I was about to get to that, bro. Like, what's your? Because I know what my thoughts are. What are your thoughts on Big Steve Adams not playing, bro?
Well, first of all, he's honestly everything he's done for basketball in New Zealand. Like, you can't match it, man. Like, we can go out there and play awesome against any other teams, but at the end of the day, kids are watching NBA basketball, and if they see a New Zealander playing NBA and the way he's playing as well, he's not a scrub, man. He's one of the top centers in that league. So
highly valued player for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's awesome, man. And it's just obviously maybe it's just a bit selfish from us, but we feel like we would be such a better team with him on the court. We've always been undersized, and that's one thing we're missing is a legit center who's world class, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he would boost our team. But at the end of the day, it's up to him, man. Like, I'm never gonna hold it against him. He's doing his thing, providing for his family, making a lot of money. So at the end of the day, I can't say anything. But obviously, I would love to have him play with us.
Oh, bro, and it changed the whole dynamic of the game because, as you say, bro, he's a 7-footer, but he can get up and down, bro.
Exactly, man. Exactly, and it was good because when we used to play each other, man, like back in under 17s, 19s, I was like, this guy is crazy. If everyone's like this, then I'm not gonna make it anyway. But it's just like it's good it's good validation, seeing him do so well. Like I was right all along that he was a monster and he was legit.
Yeah. And I think with him, bro, it was crazy how good he got so quick, bro. I remember when, because when he first came down from Rotorua, Steve, he stayed at my house, bro. And I remember, bro, when we used to play, he didn't used to be that good, bro. And then all of a sudden, his hand-eye coordination just got way better. And he got a pretty nice jump shot. Because people don't know, bro, he can shoot threes, Jay. He can 100%, he can pick and pop, but that's not his that's not his strength in this sort of league. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see him play, bro. And I reckon maybe towards the end of his career, he'll probably put on the black jersey. But as you say, I'm a bit disappointed, not seeing him put it on. It's just shit, bro, because you know how good he is and you know how much of a difference he can make,
Bro, it would take us to that legit level, We would upset a lot of teams, I reckon.
For sure, and you'd hopefully spank Aussie.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, bro. So, what are your plans, bro, for the next few years? Are you going back to Italy, or are you just sort of what's happening with waiting to see what happens with coronavirus, or?
Yeah, it's all up in the air right now. I actually talked to the Breakers coach last night, and he was honest, saying if some you might not be able to go back, and that's true. We don't know how long the borders are going to be closed for and stuff, so. It could be just a temporary thing if I played here, but that's all. Yeah, that's always on the table. Never say never. But obviously, yeah, that would be.
Let's
awesome.
go.
And yeah, I prefer to obviously go back to Europe, but with all this stuff going on, you never know,
Yeah, you're right, and I guess because Ty Webster's here as well, right?
Yeah.
So imagine that. You, Ty, C-Web, Rob Lowe, your boy, heaps of people, bro, Like,
that would be a squad, man, and it would be fun as well.
Bro, 100%, yeah. So I guess you were saying before about playing at the Breakers at the end of the year. Towards the end of your career, or coming back home to play. Is there anywhere, like, obviously NBA's pinnacle?
Yeah.
Is there any other places other than the NBA you want to play, bro?
I'd like to get play a little while in EuroLeague. That's like I don't know if people are familiar with EuroLeague. It's the top teams from every league in Europe. We got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Olympiacos. So it's just the top teams in every league. So I would like to play for one of those teams one day. That's a goal of mine. And then the end of my career, it'd be dope to come back and win a championship for New Zealand. That would be awesome.
Because, bro, some of those like European teams will be able to compete with some of the NBA teams, for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. They always, they do those preseason games against them, and it's always pretty close.
Yeah, it's just a completely different style of play, though,
Yeah, it is. And also, I've come close to signing with Jay Millie and the Wellington Saints a couple times. That looks fun, man. I see, Shilly did it last year. Rue does it. Tommy did it last year. It looks like fun, man. It looks like it's a great place to play basketball.
Bro, it is. Coming from Wellingtonian, bro. You can't beat Wellington on a good day.
Yeah, bro. I can't lie. That's true.
Bro, it's crazy though, Like, speaking of the New Zealand Basketball League, I mean, I'm going to put it black and white here. The Saints are well ahead of any other team in the league. And I don't know why it is that they're like that. I don't know if it's a money thing, or I'd love to see them head to the ANBL, because what do you think about them being able to compete over there?
No, bro, I think that's a perfect idea, actually. I think New Zealand definitely needs a second ANBL team, and I think Wellington would be the perfect place to do it. They got that good arena over there, and they got, I think there's a lot of fans in Wellington. Every time we play there for Tall Blacks, there's always a good crowd. And
for sure.
Wellington people, they like their basketball. So, yeah, I think that's a perfect idea.
Yeah. And I mean, logistically, like, because there's flights from Wellington everywhere, bro. And I know there must be some sort of bigger issue there, because I know Millie's always talking about, J Mills is always talking about trying to get in the ANBL. But yeah, I think some of it must be because I think Australian League are just trying to keep it within Australia and build it. Because I know that there's another Tasmanian team going into the ANBL now. So, but that'd be awesome to see, bro?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, like I said, New Zealand definitely needs a second team, and Wellington would be the perfect place to do it. Yeah,
for sure. So, bro, what I did, I asked people on IG some Q&As. To hit you with some questions. So the first one is from Lewis H. Davis. So he went to the World Cup and watched you guys, and he said in 2014 World Cup, what was the best and worst part of playing USA?
I think it's probably pretty obvious. The best part was you're playing against, there was James Harden, Derrick Rose, Anthony Davis, all those guys you watch on TV when you're that age. Just going against them, it was surreal, man. Steph Curry was there, and you have to sort of pinch yourself playing against those guys, and obviously the worst thing is, we tried to act like we we didn't want to get smacked, but like it's good. There's just another level, bro. Like
Yeah.
They they were having fun out there, but if they wanted to turn it on, they could have. So the worst part was getting smacked by them. But the best part was playing them. So it was just a good experience overall,
Yeah. Was there any surprises when you saw them? There's a question from JW08. Was there any questions, bro? Like any questions? Was there any like surprises like when you saw KD, he was taller than you thought, or when any of those, bro?
I think Kenneth Fareed was smaller than I thought.
True.
He was on that team, and Anthony Davis was just way longer than I thought. He's ridiculous, bro. He caught an alley-oop and dunked it, and his feet were basically touching the ground. He's just a freak. And obviously you saw the way he played this year. He's just a natural talent as well. So it was crazy to go up against him.
Like those taco full dunks, eh?
Yeah. But I don't know if you remember from that USA team. Shout out to BJ. He went for the dunk on Maccas Cousins and caught it, bro. He actually did it.
That shit rolled in.
So shout out to Benny for that one.
Yeah, hell yeah, that shit rolled in. I remember that, bro. He reposts that at least twice a week. Shout out to BJ. Second question is from @it's_Carol bitch. So it's a pretty funny. It's a funny Instagram name. But what are your hobbies outside of basketball?
Being a hooper, man, we get a lot of time off. If we have a morning training, then we have a nap, and then we have a lot of time off. I'm always on my PlayStation, especially when I'm overseas. It's a good way to keep connected with my friends and family as well, because a lot of them play Fortnite as well, and that's why I play a lot of it. And it's good to catch up over playing a game like that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really know any other hobbies. No, I don't know.
I guess when you're in Europe, you like traveling and stuff too, eh?
Yeah, that's another one. My girl makes sure if we get any time off, we go traveling, which is good. I think just a lot of new experiences, man. A lot of new cities. You know how it is in Europe. It's awesome. All the cities and all the history they have as well. Europe's history goes back a long way. So a lot of those cities you go to are old as. So it's cool to see all that.
Yeah, you forget how old it is, bro, and how much history.
Yeah,
and all one of my things was when I went to a new city, I'd always check out a museum, and then it's just eye opening, bro. How old it is and how much history is, especially in Spain, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane. And going to places like Prague and stuff with the different sculptures and stuff all over the town. It just shows how old it is.
Yeah. So third question is from Stu.McEwen. Difference between European junior development and New Zealand junior development.
Yeah, that's an interesting question actually. Because every team I've been in Europe, we always have the younger team practice with us, and that's just like development play over here, I guess. But
like their full squad, you mean? Like their full squad?
Yeah. No, just like they'll take like the top 6 players from the lower ages, and they'll be practicing with us. And first of all, I'm glad I didn't grow up in Europe, because they get treated like shit, man. Like they
do they?
they just practice with their team, then practice with us, and then do extra after, and then just all the veterans are telling them to get their water bottles and stuff, and tell them to do this and this, and they get it's a status thing,
Yeah,
you get treated like that in a rookie setting, but that's another level over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like pre-rookie, eh?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think I do watch a lot of how they develop their players, and it's just a lot of fundamentals, man. They know they're not the most athletic or anything, so they have to work on making high IQ plays and doing exactly the right thing. Like I think example of that is Luka Doncic. You see how he's killing over there, but he's not the most athletic. He's not the biggest. He just takes his time, goes at his own pace, and his game is crazy, man. Like what he did, even in Europe before he went to the NBA was crazy. Getting MVP when he was 18 out of all these ex NBA players and all these
Bro.
grown men is crazy.
That's the one thing I don't get, bro. How can you sleep on someone like that who's already proven himself in the second best league in the world? He's 18 getting MVP, bro. It just doesn't make sense to me, bro. And then when I sort of clicked, because I wasn't paying too much attention to him, bro, but I'm a Lakers fan and I was watching him when he was playing LeBron. And I mean, if you can be doing this shit against LeBron,
exactly,
bro.
And
do you know what I mean? And he was giving him buckets, bro.
And LeBron respects the hell out of him, but just seeing all these guys saying, "Oh, but you can't do it against college players. You couldn't do it," bro. He was doing it against grown-ass men who have been in. Guys have been in the league and guys that have been around for years. You know, it was frustrating, but I'm glad he's getting the recognition now that he deserves.
Oh, for sure. So the next question is from Steve.Johnson. What would you do if you didn't play ball?
Some people have asked me that. I don't know. I'm just glad I actually did something with basketball because, I don't know. It's a tough question, man. I think I would be forced to do something, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is quite scary, actually, because if I didn't make it in basketball, I don't know what I'd be doing. But now with basketball, I've made a lot of connections and stuff. And, already planning for after basketball. So that's just another way basketball has helped me.
Yeah, it's a huge thing, bro? I mean, especially with what we're in right now, coronavirus, no one really knows like how far or how long this is going to be. I guess having that plan B or, having made connections and actually using those connections, not using them, but, you got sponsors for a reason. And, I was listening to Lima and Adi on live Instagram the other night and they were talking about like these rugby players get access to CEOs of like ANZ and CEOs of these massive corporations, bro. Any Joe average person like me, I couldn't just go on to CEO of ANZ, hey, bro, can you just, show me the ropes? And I'm sure they would be more than welcome to show Adi or Lima or you, the ropes. So I think, as you say about, your connections, 100% using those while you can, eh?
Yeah, bro, and that's exactly it as well. I remember being 21, 22, and we had to go on, these sponsored events. And when I was that age, I was like, why are we doing this, man? I just want to get out of here. But the older you get, you look around and there's like CEOs of banks and stuff, and CEOs of these big companies that you should be talking to, and and as you get older, you realize how much of a blessing that is, and how much that can help you down the line. For
sure, bro. Got a question from @ElevatePlusNZ. Worst roommate and why?
I think I've already answered that question on this.
Oh, shit.
He was the worst, but I think in Tall Blacks, everyone's all good. It's just the snorers, eh? I'm trying to think who snores. I know JK snores for sure, but I never go with him. I specifically asked not to go with him because he always snores. But no, everyone's all good to be with, eh?
Yeah, I guess. And in New Zealand basketball, like Tall Blacks, you guys are all brothers. Like, I mean, you guys all grew up basically, eh? So
exactly. We all grew up together. We all know each other well, so there's not really any worse roommates. But in my European teams, there've obviously been a couple, bit strange guys that you don't really want to be with. So no.
No, fair enough, bro. So question that I like to ask is a 3-course meal, bro. So if you're gonna, you got your last meal, and you can have it with any celebrity guest, you got to pick a starter, a main, and a dessert. Firstly, who would your celebrity guest be?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Because I always say there's different ways you can go about it. If you want to, get some knowledge, you might go Barack.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to be LeBron for ball, like it's different.
Yeah. Maybe just I don't know. I probably just would rather have a laugh. Probably a comedian. I love stand-up comedy. I watch a lot of stand-ups on Netflix and stuff. So maybe just Dave Chappelle or something, just to make me laugh. Maybe have a join with him.
You wouldn't be able to get your food down though, Bruss. Come on, you'd be like,
yeah, exactly. And the food, bro. You know how much I love sushi. That's definitely a main course.
Yeah.
But before that, Oof, it's a tough one. Maybe a little carbonara pasta from Italy, man. I've been around the world.
Oh,
I've had the food from every country, and carbonara pasta is up there with some of my favorites. So that'd be starter for me.
man.
Sushi, any type of sushi. I love
Yeah,
sushi.
yeah.
And then dessert. Not too big into desserts. So probably just like an apple crumble or something. That's what I enjoy that.
Yeah. No, I mean, bro. All right, so 10-year
Yeah.
plan. From now in 10 years, where do you hope to see yourself in life?
10 years, I'll be 36. Maybe, hopefully, playing out the end of my career. Hopefully with a family here, with a house in Auckland would be my ideal thing.
Yeah,
That's what I would like to do, and also doing business ventures and stuff outside of basketball too. So
yeah.
I would like to finish school at the end of my career as well.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't really get a chance to get my degree in
yeah.
Hawaii, but I'd like to finish that off when I'm finishing up basketball. So I have options, for after ball.
Yeah, what were you studying, bro? Or
I
what
was
do
just
you?
studying sociology, but I would like to branch off into business as well.
Yeah,
I think that's a helpful thing to have, and a lot of people have been doing this these days.
yeah, for sure. No, that's a good idea, bro. Use those contacts while you can, bro, and then get that business degree.
Sure.
Let's go. Hey, bro, appreciate you coming on, bro.
And,
And yeah, I mean, you've been doing massive things since I've known you. Going overseas, playing ball over there, and seeing from what you were like when I first played you
yeah.
to you are now, and the person you've become, bro. I'm proud of you. So good shit, bro. And I'm wishing you all the best for the future, cuz.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, and we've known each other for a long time. Didn't really start off as boys, but I'm glad we're boys now, and it's good to see you doing your thing as well. So appreciate it, and let's catch up when I'm in Wellington.
For sure, bro. Appreciate you, cuz.
Okay,
Catch up,
brother.
G.
Ciao.